No electric music though. Real music.
Okay. Do you think the world's ready for a return to real music?
You hear a lot of it on the radio. I hear a whole lot of it on the radio. Yes, I think they're ready because we went too far off the deep end. I mean, I don't want to listen to contemporary radio, do you?
I listen to a lot of music from other sources, the radio, including the internet.
Okay.
Which is chock full of all sorts of different types of music.
Yeah.
Okay. And they keep saying that's the future, but somehow the future never seems to arrive.
Well, you can't pinpoint anything, but this music here, as far as I'm concerned, is some of the best music that was ever made. And I think it ushered in the civil rights movement. It was just, it had so much harmony, it just brought people together, much more than they were before this music was created.
Now, Charles Everidge, and when he was putting together this group, had a profound influence on you.
The first time I ever heard any of this music was the first day I went to school in Manual Arts, and I went to sit down and bought me some spaghetti and a roll, and I sit down to eat it.
He always tells us.
And when I sat down, I heard this beautiful sound. It's coming from somewhere way behind one of the bungalows. So I wrapped my food up and I started walking, looking for it, and they stopped. So I stopped in my tracks and waited till it started again. And I walked back there and there these four guys with their lips all protruding in each other's faces, singing.
What were they singing?
I think it was Dreamy Eyed. They were singing. It was beautiful.
But now, Dreamy Eyes came to you, not,
Is that Matola?
yeah, that was Matola, wasn't it? In sort of a way that wouldn't be expected.
See, Empire had two writers, B.B. Blake, a female, whose father was supposed to be a judge, and we thought he was going to protect our
Interest.
And then the other guy, Hal something.
How when?
Hopefully
Oh,
not.
wait a second.
Gardner?
Oh, okay, go ahead.
I'm not sure, but we're talking about what,
45 years ago.
Yeah, okay. You
But,
did 45 years.
So they wrote most of the songs, I think, and we weren't into writing so much at that point in our endeavors, but when you sign with companies, you do what they tell you to do. At least it was back in those days.
Before you get into it too far, do you remember meeting Charles the first time?
Yeah.
I should say Charles, right, we've got two guys here named Charles.
Yeah.
But do you remember when you got to you?
Well, I guess mostly what I remember is he had a group called the Twilighters.
That was later on, because I had never even thought of that.
No, you mean at the time?
No, I used to come sit and watch you guys and listen to your rehearsals.
That's very flattering too, by the way, for accomplished artists to say that.
Yeah.
I mean, he says it even on gigs and things,
We're talking profound. What kind of music were you listening to prior to getting turned on to what these guys were doing?
I had heard some of it, just a little bit of it though, like the Clovers. I heard it. The kids would be singing those songs on the way home from school. And see, my parents, they wouldn't allow me to listen to R&B music, so mostly I had heard how much is the dog in the window and all of that stuff.
But the Five Royals were pretty big at the time, too.
Five Royals?
Yeah.
I didn't get hip to them until after this, I think, yeah.
So anyway, Charles Everidge, so you were doing some impromptu rehearsing and saying?
We used to rehearse any opportunity we got. We'd be in the bathroom, as long as there wasn't a whole bunch of people in there, or behind the bungalow or something, but we were just trying to hone our talents, and
Were there other groups going on at the time at school?
yeah, there was a movement at Manual and other high schools called, at our school it was called the Starlighters. And what the high schools would do was have exchange assemblies. Like Los Angeles High School would send a couple of acts over to us for an assembly, and maybe a couple of wire acts would go over there, you know, to Los Angeles.
So was
high
the
school.
Flares come your way, or someone already, were they over before I had it?
No, but I remember when I was in Kansas City, I was a fan of the Flares, and that's one of the first people I got to meet when I came out here and got into. I wasn't really into it when I first came out in 1954. I was born in Kansas City, Kansas, and I was just back there for my 10th grade, I think it was, yeah. And went out to Modern Records in Culver City at that time. Somebody took us out there, and there was Richard Berry rehearsing the Dreamers, you know, and Richard and I became good friends. Yeah, great guy.
Richard did an amazing amount of that.
Beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah, he was
Charles Wright can tell you about